All right, everybody, listen up. Today we're going to discuss the most fantastic, the most tremendous system in the human body, the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system. We shall call it RAAS for short. Trust me, nobody knows more about RAAS than me.
Oh boy, I love physiology class.
Joe, aren't you an arts graduate where you majored in political science and history?
What? Well, yes, but I have a keen interest in the human body. It's very fascinating.
Fair enough then.
Now listen here. The RAAS system is absolutely essential for regulating blood pressure, folks. It all starts with the kidneys, which are like two little kidney-shaped organs. Very clever, I must say.
Donald, you can't say the kidneys are shaped like kidneys. It's more factual to say it's shaped like a bean.
Shut it, Barack. You went to law school.
Don't forget, it was at Harvard.
Could you clarify the role of the kidneys in this process?
Sleepy Joe, I was just getting to that. The kidneys, being the smart organs they are, the kidneys are responsible for filtering waste products, excess water, and electrolytes from the blood to form urine. Each kidney contains millions of tiny filtration units called a nephron. When blood enters a nephron, the clean blood returns back to the bloodstream where waste products are filtered by the nephron, which then becomes waste. Easy, right? Sleepy Joe, were you sleeping while I was explaining what you asked?
No, I was just resting my eyelids.
Damn it, Sleepy Joe.
I got all that. It's pretty simple, really. However, the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system sure does confuse me sometimes. Lots of big words, even though I'm a law graduate from Harvard University.
All right, Barack, you didn't need to keep saying you're from Harvard. Nobody cares. Now listen carefully, boys. This system, RAAS, is a hormone-based system which is in charge of regulating blood pressure and fluid balance in the body, absolutely integral to our survival.
I heard it also helps maintain homeostasis, right?
I think you meant homeostasis. Yet regulation of blood pressure and fluid balance is part of homeostasis. After all, it means regulating a constant internal environment within certain parameters. Ain't that right, Trump?
Exactly. Clearly, Sleepy Joe hasn't taken his meds yet.
And you lost to me in becoming president in 2020.
All right, boys, that's enough. Let's get back to this topic. Now, how does this system do its thing?
Right, so I need to mention the components of this system. It's like a corporate business. One thing tells another thing to do another thing. Very simple stuff, really.
It consists of renin, angiotensinogen, angiotensin converting enzyme, or ACE for short, and angiotensin 1 and 2.
Oh, don't forget aldosterone.
Sleepy Joe, how did you even know what that was when you didn't know what the kidneys do?
Oh, I was just playing around. Like I said, I love physiology class.
Okay, smart guy, then what do they all do then?
Thankfully, I have my loving wife teach me a bit about them before this discussion. Now, here's what they do. Renin is an enzyme secreted by the kidneys. The job of this enzyme is to convert angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. You can remember this because anything that ends with ogen means it's waiting to be acted upon. So angiotensinogen becomes angiotensin 1 because 1 is the first number.
What about 0?
Don't complicate things, Barack, or else you'll confuse yourself like how you did with Obamacare.
Hey, weren't you under my administration back then? Why are you tossing shade, man?
There's a reason why I chose to become president. Now, anyways, I'm not done. Angiotensin 1 is a peptide hormone, and it becomes angiotensin 2. Simple, yeah?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Now, how can it just go from 1 to 2? You can't just do that, right? There must be something to mediate that. That's where the angiotensin converting enzyme comes in. ACE for short, man. I love ACE. I was an ACE pilot back in the old days.
Sleepy Joe, you never went to the military, although your son was a different story, considering he got an administrative discharge for failing a drug test.
Hey, not cool, man. I'm just talking about the kidneys, and you want to bring that up?
All right, go on, man. What does angiotensin 2 do?
Now, angiotensin 2 is a very potent vasoconstrictor, meaning it constricts the blood vessels. It also stimulates aldosterone release, which is another hormone secreted by the adrenal cortex. Now that I've explained that, who else wants to elaborate on how it works?
Hey, gentlemen, I got a good idea of how that system works. Mind if I give my 2 cents?
Yeah, go ahead. I love Australia.
Sure thing, man. Love the kangaroos.
I heard the ice cream is delicious down there.
Okay. Anyways, the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system starts when there is decreased blood pressure and reduced blood flow to the kidneys or low sodium levels. It can be a multitude of factors. Doesn't have to be just one. This leads to renin being first released from specialized cells located in the kidneys, although I kind of forgot what they're called.
Maybe juxtaglomerular cells?
Right on, mate. Yeah, juxtaglomerular cells. Now, after being released, this enzyme acts on angiotensinogen, the protein, produced in the liver and released in the bloodstream. This is a really important step to form angiotensin 1.
And what happens to angiotensin 1 after that?
Excellent question, Barack. Think of angiotensin 1 as a little bit shy, so it needs some help from an angiotensin-converting enzyme, or ACE. ACE turns angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2, which is much more active and effective.
Donald, you're interrupting me, although that was a pretty good explanation.
What can I say? I get the job done unlike the previous and current presidents.
Real funny. So what's the big deal about angiotensin 2?
Joe, I'm glad you asked. Angiotensin 2 is like the superstar of the RAAS system. It constricts blood vessels, which raises the blood pressure in your vessels, and it also stimulates the release of aldosterone from the adrenal glands.
And aldosterone acts on the kidneys to help retain sodium and water, right?
That's right, Barack. When aldosterone acts on the kidneys, it helps retain sodium and water, which increases blood volume and ultimately raises blood pressure. It's a fantastic system. We put a heavy emphasis on this at our universities because of how important it is to learn about the human body. Got to thank Professor Charles and his team for helping teach our students about this lovely system.
Hey, wasn't he from America before he went to Melbourne?
So what? Must have been for good reasons.
Hey, don't diss the strongest country of all time. Not a smart move.
Guys, stop talking about politics. This is physiology. I understand how the system works now, thanks, Anthony, but I'm still confused on a few more things.
Greetings, gentlemen. I, too, have some important questions that need answering immediately. I have a test next week about this system.
Ben, what are you doing here? You're not invited.
Hey, be nice. It's all right. Let him join. The more we have in the group, the more we can discuss questions relating to the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, which improves our overall understanding of the kidneys and how they function.
You're just siding with him because he went to law school just like you, but whatever, man, fine.
Harvard Law School.
All right, guys, listen up. Now, let's say that the sympathetic nervous system nerve activity stimulates this system.
Wait, I didn't even know the sympathetic nervous system could do that.
Yeah, me neither.
It is also a factor which activates renin release, guys. You should know this.
Shut it. Anyways, as I was saying, let's say that it activates via the sympathetic nervous system. Now, hypothetically, let's say our body needed to release renin from the sympathetic nervous system. How exactly does that process do so? I need you to explain this in intricate detail so that I fully comprehend the physiology behind it.
I got this one. That's done by the activation of beta-1 adrenergic receptors on juxtaglomerular cells.
And why beta-1? Why is that? And explain thoroughly, Barack.
Damn, you're annoying. Listen, firstly, it's because those receptors are specifically present in the juxtaglomerular cells. Beta-2 receptors are located generally at the GI tract and the bronchioles of the lungs.
I was merely testing you, Barack. Obviously, it was clear to me that I knew that eons ago. You can thank me later for helping you revise your receptors.
Okay, loser. Hey, guys, I've got a question. We know about ANP, atrial natriuretic peptide, right? How does it work alongside RAAS?
What the hell is ANP?
Oh, my God, Sleepy Joe, of course you don't know what it is. What, did you forget to take your dementia pills?
I really got no idea what ANP is. Can somebody enlighten me?
Hello, boys. I think I can help you with that.
Queen Elizabeth II. What are you doing here?
Same reason as everybody else, to revise about the kidneys. After all, it is quite a significant pair of organs, despite being able to live without one.
You know, I had a different question to ask, but I digress. Can you help us teach Sleepy Joe about the atrial natriuretic peptide?
Of course. Now listen here. ANP is a hormone released from the atrial cells of the heart. Hence the usage of atrial in the name. Helps to remember too.
Excellent explanation, Your Majesty.
Ben, shut up, you big baby. I'm not done. Now, ANP responds to atrial stretch, which occurs in an increase in blood pressure. After the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system is activated and increases blood pressure, there must be compensatory mechanisms in play to avoid overly high blood pressure. This is where ANP comes in. Now, the hormone acts as a vasodilator, dilates the blood vessels, if I may say so. This decreases total peripheral resistance in blood vessels, which in turn lowers blood pressure in the body.
Wow, thank you, Lizzie. Now I get why atrial natriuretic peptide exists in the first place.
Don't call me that, and that's not the only reason ANP exists. There's a multitude of purposes for this hormone.
Hey, guys, I was wondering about GFR too. How does that intertwine with all this mumbo-jumbo?
What's GFR, global financial recession? Don't think that has anything to do with kidneys, man.
He obviously means about glomerular filtration rate. You dingus, you clearly are an imbecile for thinking in your idiosyncratic ways.
Man, I need a nap or maybe an ice cream. Can we take a break and come back to this later?
Sure, Sleepy Joe. Hey, everybody. Let's grab some Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah, I'm down.
Bit too sweet for me. I'll just follow you guys.
Let's say, hypothetically, we go for Ben & Jerry's, and let's say that I, Ben Shapiro, told you guys that it is statistically evident that Ben & Jerry's are the worst ice cream brand.
Okay, shut up, Ben. Let's go, guys.
A few moments later.
Oh man, I love chocolate chip flavored ice cream.
I don't know, Sleepy Joe. Cherry strawberry is the best in my humble opinion.
Vanilla is honestly the best, no cap. Anyways, where were we?
We were discussing the definition of GFR and how it's integrated into the kidney alongside the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system. And I will explain what that means.
Hello, my fellow Americans, Australians, and British people. Actually, hello, humans, as we are all one race, except me. I am God.
What is wrong with this guy?
Good evening, Kanye, or yeah, is it? You're here to help us with the linkage of the glomerular filtration rate and the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, am I correct?
Indeed, Your Highness. You may also address me as anything you want, but for the rest of you, address me as Yay, or Supreme Being. I don't mind either.
What a clown. You're telling me you know about the GFR more than we do. Are you even a physiology enthusiast?
Allow me to educate you lower beings. Firstly, the glomerular filtration rate is a measure of the rate at which the kidney filters blood and remove waste products and excess substances to form urine. It is regarded as an important indicator of kidney function, as it helps in assessing how efficiently the kidneys are filtering the blood and overall fluid balance in the body.
Wow, yay, I didn't expect you to be so knowledgeable. I underestimated you, dude.
Bow down to me.
What?
Now, how is this linked to the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system? Can you explain that?
Easily. Have you heard of the Starling forces?
Yep, if we're talking about within the glomerulus, there are 4 types: hydrostatic pressure in the Bowman capsule and glomerular capillary, and oncotic pressure in the Bowman capsule and glomerular capillary.
Yes, you're following, my son. Now, the most important force that affects the glomerular filtration rate is hydrostatic pressure in the glomerular capillary. This is because it is the primary driving force that pushes fluid and solutes out of the capillary and into the Bowman capsule. Now listen carefully. When blood pressure is low, RAAS is activated, yes. Where angiotensin II constricts the blood vessels, it also means hydrostatic pressure increases in the glomerular capillaries. This ensures filtration and maintains a glomerular filtration rate which is healthy despite the decrease in blood pressure or volume which started this cascade of events.
Ye is speaking some facts right now.
As much as I hate to say this, he is indeed spitting facts in front of us right now.
Listen here, beings of earth, I am the all-knowing, the omnipotent. What other inquiries thou hast?
Oh, I've got a final question. Why is sodium the most important solute to be reabsorbed?
Oh, I'm not too sure about that one, G.
Oh, nice one. All-knowing.
Man, Sleepy Joe, that's also a good question. There are so many other important things that are absorbed. Why sodium out of all of them? Maybe that ice cream helped with your brain processing.
I got this one, guys. Sodium is the most important to be absorbed because it creates a cascade of different gradients for other electrolytes.
How so?
Yeah, Barack, how so?
You guys really got no patience. It's because when sodium is absorbed through active transport in the ascending loop of Henle towards the peritubular capillaries, the positive charge of sodium creates an electrochemical gradient, attracting an ions over to the extracellular matrix. The influx of extracellular solutes in the extracellular matrix creates an osmotic gradient, making water get absorbed next. Now after that, sodium creates a concentration gradient for cotransport for other solutes such as potassium, calcium, and urea.
Wow, Barack, you're amazing.
Thanks, Joe. Now, sodium balance is a significant factor for day-to-day weight fluctuations. When your body consumes more sodium than what your body needs, your body retains more water to maintain a sodium-water concentration balance. Having less sodium means your body retains less water, thus reducing your weight slightly could help you out, Donald.
Oh, you're so funny, but I won't lie, that was a great explanation of the importance of sodium in the filtration process of the kidneys.
Yeah, I feel very enlightened about the topic of the kidneys in general, but most of all, I feel I got the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system down pat.
Now this is a happy ending. Physiology sure is an interesting topic after all. Physiology causes nothing, yet explains everything.
Amazing words, Your Majesty.
I copied that off my LMS website.
Goodbye, people of significance. I shall now leave to study the gastrointestinal tract. My professor wants me to do a test next week.
Good luck, weirdo. I gotta go too. I have to revise on thermoregulation.
See you, Donald. I guess I'll catch up on the cardiovascular system. Your Majesty, would you like to join me?
Sure thing, Albo.
Well, that leaves us, Barack. What do you want to do?
Well, Joe, We should go back to basics and revise our fundamentals. Let's check out how action potentials work.
Sure thing.
Guys, anyone left? Oh, whatever. I don't need to revise physiology. I hope you enjoyed our discussion about the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. We delved into other aspects of the kidney and saw how they interconnect with each other due to the importance of each factor. We hope this helped you learn or consolidate your current knowledge of the physiology of the kidney. I, Ben Shapiro, will head off now. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Kablamo.